Morgan and Crosby, what a fun heat. We saw Morgan climb the ladder on the rankings, actually passing Colapinto after that final appearance that he had. Pretty strict routine. As we go back to the replay here, Morgan Cibilic got a wave during the break and opened up with some hooks there, Tanner.
I really like what I'm seeing this year from Morgan Cibilic. It's been a really interesting journey watching him as a surf fan. I feel like he's reconnecting, even though both of these waves had a lot of bobble, like you're talking about, Strider, and hard to ride.
As we get things started, Crosby Colapinto takes on Morgan Cibilic. USA versus Australia in this one. Cros, big turns to start, belting the lip line with the tail drift. Attacks the section there that was crumbling towards him, and then a beautiful frontside slice goes down the pace cut back, tracking down to a nice section for the wrap. Fits in a nicely set up float. He's laying low and just kind of riding on top of the foam there.
And he's going to have to bring it because this was a singeing ride from Crosby.
Opening ride for Cros here, Strider.
This turn right here, technically, to come out of that with speed, throwing the tail like that, I mean, it's just really the down-the-line rhythm, right, on a right-hand point break. It's all about coming out of your moves with speed, and he's really showing us that, you know, that's possible to get critical, throw the fins out, and then continue down the line to do more. It's so hard to stay on your board on that last part of the wave right there. It's just cupping out. We're going to see that more and more, but, you know,
powerful turns to start. Cibilic already quick to answer. Coming off the final at Raglan. Driving through the open face. Nice stylish arc and a speed jam there to beat a big section. And the man from Meriwether Beach leans back into a classy, stylish finishing move with that cool little lean back. What a way to frame up that.
Back to Cibilic. He's got so much more muscle on him this year.
And this is his second wave that we just saw. So already two waves. First was a 5-5, and this is wave number 2 for Morgan.
Yeah, to be honest, you can feel that actually, Strider. He's controlling his rails much more tight and has a lot of spring out of those bottom turns and gets to the lip with good timing. You know, this wave, he was piecing it together. It felt like it. That wave wasn't really offering the prime sections, but he did make something happen out of it. I think for Crosby, like, I want to see him get his own steam and take it so people understand him as an individual. He has so much to offer in the competitive scene, and so I'm a huge fan.
Here comes Crosby. Just 3 excellent scores for this event so far. He's got one of them that he rode at the start of this matchup. He gets, and this will give Morgan an opportunity to strike. Cibilic starting to drive. Big wall section here. The Aussie sets that bottom turn and knifes it right in front of the Cros. Finds the whitewater section, snap to drift with perfect control. Seamless off the bottom and off the top. Now he's got some turbulence from the wave to deal with, and that's going to end the ride for him.
Morgan Cibilic is playing his own game. He's got a 5. He's got a building score of a 6, and then he unleashes on something like this.
This wave had the most perfect bowl on it. Look at that, just seared through the lip. I mean, he was going as fast as you could possibly go and controlling the power. There was G-force in that turn.
Okay, here's a question for both of you guys. Morgan Cibilic, I remember him at the Lower Trestles event, Final 5, having a great run. And now it almost looks like after that he had a moment where he dipped off, and now it seems like he's in full bloom again.
100%, yeah. It was wild to see that success so early, but as we're watching these turns, he's clearly bigger, he's stronger. He learned a lot over the last few years in the Challenger Series through the heartbreak of not getting his spot back on tour, and still managed to win. Now, getting caught up with Crosby here, Strider.
Yeah, Crosby looked a little unsure after that first turn, but then, you know, he cleaned it up and got a beautiful carve in, you know, and kind of putting that wave together and creating the space. I feel like it was a little off tempo for Crosby, so I don't think the score is going to be going huge. I think he's going to get what he needed. But I also feel like he wants a lot more out of this. You know, everything wasn't in rhythm for him on this wave, you know, that didn't even come close to feeling. And this wave is going to put Morgan in a good place.
It's so interesting to watch how this heat is unfolding. You could almost imagine that Crosby might have been a little eager to ride that wave and get his second score on the board to put more pressure on Morgan as he gets really creative on this wave. He did the best with what he was offered here, and this last turn he punctured that really well. and he's creating dynamic stuff.
Always great seeing the great work with WSL One Ocean all around the world at every tour spot, especially right here at Punta Roca, moving quickly down the point with Crosby. As he is chasing some big sections, he will get caught trying to transition through the whitewater. Little misread there. As we get caught up with the score line, Cibilic was waiting for a number to lock in, a 6.7 on his last. You know, for Brazil, it's like we've got Dora now as the reigning world champ. We got Pupo winning events at this time of his career. Here's Crosby throwing the big swinging arc in the pocket. He's got some range, and he drives through that open face. Third turn's going to be off the lip. Solid start from Crosby Colapinto, and it was always going to be a weird little section there, but he still got through it. Just a little draw there, hoping for something meaningful to throw to the judges, and he'll sit on top of the whitewater. Smooth move to kick out of a great wave. His fifth ride here in this matchup with Morgan Cibilic.
That was, okay, we talked about it just before this, that he got to reset, didn't have priority, and caught a wide one and created his space. It's a model that he loves. But look at this wide one that came in for him, Tim.
I'm so stoked you brought that up. Yeah, Strider, because it's so nice to see Crosby just go back to fundamental power surfing. He's so good at it. He's proficient on the rail. Sometimes you think of both the Colapinto brothers for the flair, but both of them actually have an incredible fundamental power rail game. And he goes to his strength right here and gets this one on the board. And Strider, it's funny, we were talking about that, and then it essentially just happened right after.
Yep, Wastradamus.
Wow.
No, we can see it happening, though. We can feel the vibe. We understand that.
We're wishing it.
2 minutes to go here. And it will be Morgan Cibilic chasing down the 847. Coming around the corner with the bottom turn. Draws that carve off the top. Sets up the rail again for the power cut back. Pushes back into the whitewater again. So 3 similar type of turns and switches gears with that lean back off the top and gets a little sticky off the climb, but manages to punch out the whitewater.
You know, effort from Morgan Cibilic, and that's the knifing, searing turn where you were talking about that sharp eye just sitting in the water so perfectly.
Yeah.
And then the rebound of Crosby to come back. That was really fun.
Right off.
Thank you so much, Jesse. You know what? We were just talking about what an emotional roller coaster that heat was. You started out with the 8, but then you were down in the troughs and looked like Morgan was in the driver's seat.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. You know, like the waves are pretty good. This morning we showed up, the wind was like howling into the faces, so it was like unsurfable barely. And then it kind of turned on for the first couple heats, and I went out and I was just like, all right, let's just like let it come. I feel like all year it's kind of been like, I was just like pretty anxious like the first couple heats, but I just wanted to kind of just like sit back and kind of let it come to me. And that first wave came, and on my third turn I heard like the pop, and I just went, oh, I just broke my board. Like third turn I was putting a score together, I was like, all right, I'm still like can do a turn, so let's just like finish this wave. And I just went more front footed because it's in the back tail, so I kind of just did some more cars and then ended up finishing it. I was like, oh, it's a pretty good score. And then the 8 came through, and I knew I broke my board, got out to the jet ski, and Tommy was right there. I was like, Tommy, like, let's change my fins, because I had some, like, PC fins in there with a 6.3, so it was, like, went better with the board, and the other board had fiberglass fins. So I was like, let's change the fins, got on the board, popped them out real quick. Tommy dropped the fins, swam down, and had to grab it, popped the fins back in, went back out, and just had to, like, slow down and just get the job done.
That's a lot to happen in a heat right there. That was after your first wave, and then you had to deal with the whole rest of the heat. But you prevailed. You reset, you got comfortable, and your last wave became one of your keepers.
Yeah, I kind of almost got anxious. I got on a new board. I haven't really rode it all since I've been here, and I wanted to get that first wave, fell on the first wave back on that board, and then was like, okay, just like slow down. All I need is one more wave, you know, and then got another wave, fell on that one, and I was kind of starting to panic, and I just went, all right, slow down, and then Morgan let me go on my 7, and I was like, all right, let's just like flow this thing out and rip it, and ended up getting 7. So I was super happy. Morgan's been ripping all week. Everybody's surfing so good this whole week because the waves have been cooking. So I knew like going into it, it's just going to be like, it's going to be a full rip show, and just kind of focus on myself and focus on my surfing because the waves are so good.
Now that your heat's over, you can go relax and you can get comfortable and watch your brother?
Yes. Let's go Griff. Let's go Cole, the Tommy squad. So gonna be fun to like sit back and watch these next couple of heats because the waves are cooking.
Right on. Thank you very much. Congratulations.